sounds like a keyboard. How cool is that? What's up, guys? It's Thomas here, and today I'm going to show you the 1.6 update to the McLaughlin Suite. I'm going to show you Hypertune, the standalone plugin, and also I'm going to show you how I used Hypertune as part of a new track called Some Guys Got It, which I'm really excited to show you as well. To celebrate Hypertune coming to the McLaughlin Suite, we have a very special offer running right now on the website. We've rolled it back to the original launch price. I know a lot of the OG users of the McLaughlin Suite, they kind of jib and jab. People say, hey, I bought it on day one, I got the launch price, and I've got all these cool updates and all this stuff. Well, now you can have all that stuff absolutely free. Guitar lessons, studio packs, the latest and greatest 1.6 at the original launch price. So check out the website for the full details. And if you're an existing Polychrome DSP customer and you want to get Hypertune, then don't forget to log into the users area for a loyalty discount on that too. We did tell you guys that we would not give you a transposer. You kept asking, a transposer, give me a transposer, give me a transposer. You wanted a transposer for a long time, and we always said we would not give you a transposer until it is the best transposer in the world. It's the lowest latency, it's the most accurate, and now the McLaughlin Suite has a transposer, and it's called Hypertune. In fact, I can push a button. Let's see how this works. Not bad, not bad. Okay, look at that. Oh yeah, there it is, there it is. Yes, this is the McLaughlin Suite 1.6. Yeah. I'm excited to show you this. I didn't realize that little clip was so long, but anyway, let's dive right in. It sounds like a keyboard. Well, it's actually using Hypertune, the separate plugin, going into the McLaughlin Suite, which is also using Hypertune. That's a lot of Hypertunes. So maybe it's just easier if I show you it. So here we have Hypertune, the plugin. And Hypertune is also included in the McLaughlin Suite. So what's the differences? Why is there two Hypertunes? Well, I'll tell you what, we'll come back to this beautiful clean tone in just a little bit. Let me change over to a gain sound. We'll put a beat on. I'll jam through some stuff using some of my favorite ways of using Hypertune. In fact, this way that I'm going to show you is what inspired the new track Some Guys Got It. I was jamming around with it and it just sounded super cool. So here we have the McLaughlin Suite. I have Hypertune turned off. Oof, it sounds absolutely meaty. And the reason is I don't always recommend going down 24, like that's 2 octaves down. That is incredibly low. And that's one of the benefits of the standalone version, or I should say the standalone plugin Hypertune, is you can go twice as low. And because Hypertune is so fast and so accurate, when you get down to those lower notes, it still feels super responsive. Calm down. Super responsive. In fact, let's jam along to a beat and test it out. So right there, I'm playing big chords, dissonant chords, the type of chords that normally kill any other transposer. And we have 2 octaves on top of those chords, making it sound absolutely crazy. Now if I go to a split, it's super tight. I mean, that's down 2 octaves. That's very low. So this is, I keep getting myself super hyped up here. This is one of the cool things about the separate plugin, is the fact that you can blend between your original guitar signal and the full wet. Now, if you think like, okay, that's really, really low, I want to add a little bit of the sort of brightness that maybe some of the lower strings would produce when you're not transposing, well, this is where the timbre knob comes in, and that's another benefit of the standalone plugin. So if I just bring that up to, let's say, an octave level, down 12, you can hear that brightness coming back. And for really, really low stuff, like let's say minus 15, that's pretty filthy. I mean, that definitely, I think, needs a little bit more kind of brightness, just to kind of give it a little bit more kick on the sort of top end. Right away, I'm thinking that works better. Let's try a bit more. We could take that tone and put like synth oct on it. Let's switch it up a little bit. Let's try the smooth mode. So the cool thing about smooth mode is it allows you to go between semitones. So the step mode, as I go down, you can see that it's in perfect semitone increments. Go higher, go lower, plus minus 24. But if you listen to like an old Eddie Van Halen record, frustrating as hell because your guitar's usually out of tune with it. Oh, let's turn synth oct off. You can now go between semitones. So for example, if I just want to go down like half step, which gets you right in tune, funnily enough, with the old EVH record. So now you can jam along and not have that horrible, you know, you're in tune, well, you're in concert pitch. We can't say Eddie's out of tune because, you know, it might be in the way it was recorded, it might be in the tuning thing, you know, and we wouldn't want it any other way. But now you can finally adjust your guitar to him, because it is terrible when you're like jamming along to Spotify and your guitar's just like a half step out. You know that sound. It's horrible. So yeah, you can now do that in very, very small increments. You can go absolutely crazy. You could actually assign that to an expression pedal and do all sorts of wild stuff with it. But yeah, I think it's really, really cool just to play along to some of those classic records that are just like a semitone out. But a semitone, or, you know, like between semitones, very frustrating. And then you can just click it back to step mode, and then you can change in perfect increments. So here I have one of the new presets from 1.6. You can see there's a bunch of them in there, including Calyx tracks that I just did literally over the last 3-4 days. I use this Ashtray lead for one, and I also use Mountain lead, this guy here, for another one. And the third one I think it was Smooth Mother lead, I think. I'll confirm that. But yeah, all these presets are what's used on the brand new Calyx tracks. There's 3 tracks that I did over the last week or so. But this preset here is called Deep Afterglow, and it's using the Hypertune that's built into the McLaughlin suite. So let's turn off the separate plugin. So this is all just the McLaughlin suite here. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I've like waited for this for a long time because transpose into the acoustic section of the McLaughlin Suite, man, it's so cool. Turn that off. So on that intro tone that I made before, what I did was I used the separate plugin of Hypertune, but up 7, and I blended it in a little bit. It's actually one of the presets. So if we turn that on here, kind of get this really cool 7th on the original, but down 5. That's really, really cool. Now we could go up an octave and almost make like a 12 string. Let's try an octave down. And you can hear that it's still perfectly, like you could use that on a record. It's not going crazy. It's like, that is genuinely like, you wouldn't need to try and double track 2 guitars, a 5th or a 7th apart and one down a 5th. You could just use that on a record, no problem at all. And if we turn the Hypertune off on the McLaughlin Suite, just listen to that sort of 12 string effect. In fact, if we go back to that gain sound real quick, I really, really like using the octave down as a sort of fattener for high gain tones. So for example, we go down 12 and just blend that in a little bit. Just sounds so big if I turn that up. So it's like having a octaver, but that deals incredibly well with chords because it's hypertuned. So it's not only fast and responsive, works so well with chords. Really cool. And of course we could get some of those classic, you know, all of that stuff blended in, down 7, down 5. So yeah, I love it. I love blending like pitch. That's so cool. Very cool. So yeah, one of my favorite new things, just fattening up tones with an octave down, a little bit of mix. Super cool. So let's turn our attention back to the McLaughlin Suite and check out some of those new presets in 1.6. So I'm going to turn off this instance of Hypertune completely so it is not in use. And if we go to the 1.6 presets here, let's try some of those. You already heard Afterglow down 5. let's try Galaxies, which is up 5. And this actually was the first tone. It's the first tone that you actually hear in the track Some Guys Got It. The opening tone. It's kind of surreal hearing it just live through the plugin like that. But that's how that track started, just with a couple of notes. And I was using this Galaxies preset. I have Galaxies 1 and Galaxies 2. One's just a little bit brighter as the track progresses, so it can cut through a little bit more. But both of those presets are in 1.6 as well. Now, the other preset that I use is a preset called Nightlife. And that is, of course, down 4. So if we turn that off, it's using synth oct as well. All of that stuff, really, really cool. So you're gonna have such a blast with that. Let's go back to another one here. Out in Force. You know, Hypertune is just great for down tuning like that. And Some Guys Got It. This is the alternative version. I told you guys that we would check out the actual live project, the Ableton project, so I can show you how I actually used it in the context of a production. Just before we do that real quick, you can see on the McLaughlin suite that some small subtle changes. We've changed some of the footer down here to clean it up and make it a little bit prettier for you guys. The oversampling button has now been moved down here as well, and we've tweaked the amp module ever so slightly as well. Very, very nice. Good job, team. All right, I knew there was a reason why I left this mic on the desk today, and it's because this project is the final version with all the mastering stuff, so I have to run the latency a little bit higher, but I can show you exactly how I created the bass line in Some Guys Got It. So I'll turn off Hypertune and Hyperrig, which I'm using for the compressor, and here is the guitar take as it is originally. And then I added some compressor from Hyperrig Kiesel, and more importantly, Hypertune down 16. Now here's the guitar take. Let's listen to them together. Every so often in this track, you'll hear the lead hook, which is this. Which is using a preset called Mountain Lead for the high part. And then I have the same line, but with a preset called Monsters, and that sounds really cool. It's using Hypertune in the McLaughlin suite. really adds that kind of monstery feel. You put those two together. So just two audio tracks, and it just has this massive sound. So you could also experiment with doubling your lines and having one pitched down. In this case, it's pitched down, but it's also using synth to give it that real big, fun, exciting sound.
Some guys got it. Some guys don't. Just so it goes. Just so it goes. Just so it
There we go, guys. Both Hypertune and the 1.6 update of the McLaughlin Suite are available right now. If you already own the McLaughlin Suite, then this is another great free update for you. And if you're here to purchase it and you want in on the action, then now is a great time to visit the website, because we have a special promo price running on the McLaughlin Suite, taking it right back to that special intro offer that we first ran to celebrate bringing Hypertune to the McLaughlin Suite. If you own any Polychrome DSP plugin, then log into the user area of the website, and that's where your special offer, your loyalty discounts await you. Anyway, you guys enjoy. Thanks so much for checking out this video, and I'll see you back here real soon. Cheers.